morning and welcome to HGACBuy's virtual open house. We know you have some very busy schedules out there, but you're here with us. I'm your host, Joshua Cartier, and this is my lovely co-host, Nicolette Greenhouse.
That's right, Josh. We're excited to share a little bit about HGACBuy and today's featured contracts with you, so let's get right into it.
Sure thing. Why don't we start with a little bit of trivia? If you know what HGACBuy stands for, drop it in the chat box below. I'll give you a hint. While our offices are located in Houston, Texas, we are a nationwide property purchasing program that has been operating for over 45 years.
That's right, Josh. As a contractor-funded program, we help thousands of local governments save millions of dollars by offering competitively bid contracts, all completely free. Going out to bid for our members not only saves them money, but a considerable amount of time.
Aha, and time is money. That's why we make the joining process very simple. We have the interlocal contract form on our website, and we'll be dropping a link to that right now. We'll also be answering that trivia question for you guys. HGACBuy, helping governments across the country buy. That's what we do, and that's our name.
Yes, it is, Josh. Another important fact about HGACBuy is that we take pride in partnering with others to make the cooperative purchasing process simpler and more beneficial. For instance, current members of Sacramento Area Council of Governments, Mid-America Regional Council, Baltimore Metropolitan Council, and the Municipal Association of South Carolina automatically become members of HGACBuy, and they do not have to complete the online ILC form. Additionally, all members of HGACBuy, regardless of how you join, can get the wonderful benefits of our collaboration with the National Cooperative Procurement Partners.
Wonderful, Nicolette. Speaking of those benefits, let's not forget that HGACBuy keeps all of our solicitation documents available for our members at their request. In addition, unlike most other cooperative purchasing programs, we ensure the compliance of all of our orders. When it comes time to be audited, that could be a lifesaver.
A lifesaver for sure, Josh. Well, that's all for us this morning. If you would like to learn more about HGACBuy or you would like to contact us, please download that contact card in the chat box below.
And as Nicolette said, that's all we have today, guys. Let's turn it over to our vendors.
All right. Yay, virtual Josh and virtual Nicolette. Good job. As Josh said, all of that information can be found in the chat box. We have all those links for you. Please make sure to utilize them. But we are going to move right ahead along to our vendors. And our first vendor is ASCO Equipment, and that is Mr. Skipper Robinson. Please take it away, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Skipper Robinson with ASCO Equipment. If you give me a second, I'm going to share my screen. Everybody good? Okay, so again, my name is Skipper Robinson. I am with ASCO Equipment. Stands for Associated Supply. It's an acronym for Associated Supply Company. And today we're going to be talking about our earth moving and construction equipment contract with HGAC. I'm gonna play a quick short video that it's our marketing campaign, and just kind of gives you a high level view of our company.
When you need a fitting for a skid steer, we're on it.
A 6-month rental on an excavator. We're on it. Guy wants to buy a backhoe. We're on it. Machines down. We're on it. Nice doing business with y'all. We're on it.
ASCO Equipment, how can I help you? We're on it.
So ASCO has 24 locations across the state of Texas, and we have one in New Mexico. We do sales, rental, parts, and service for construction, agricultural, and material handling equipment. We recently established a dedicated government division, which I head to streamline our business and better service our customers. So the first product line that we're going to talk about is our case construction, the light side. That consists of skid steers and compact track loaders, compact mini excavators, tractor loaders, rough terrain forklifts, and our tractor loader backhoes. All of these pieces of equipment are really applicable within your public works and even your parks and rec sections for those in the city and local governments. Those of us, those entities that are, here from county or a state or federal level, applicable in all of your operations. These are staples for most fleets. Moving into the heavier side, full-size excavators, dozers, motor graders, wheel loaders. This is all for your heavy earth moving applications, material moving, aggregate moving. These are the heavier pieces, but we represent Case Construction on that side as well. Then you also have the compaction application, which speaks to maintenance of your streets and your roads. Everything from soil compaction to asphalt compaction. Case has a large variety of equipment to support that, various sizes from smaller operations to larger operations. We also represent Gradall. Gradall is it was built on the concept of being a truck mounted excavator, and over the years it has evolved into excavators that are highway speed, rough terrain, crawler, and crossover. The concept with Gradall is really focused on ditching applications and your water maintenance around your infrastructure. So this is it's a vital piece of equipment for a lot of municipalities, and we are for the 5th or 6th year running, I forget, we're the #1 dealer in the world. So we represent this product across the state of Texas and even touch a little bit in New Mexico. When it comes to asphalt type equipment, your pavers and tack tanks, street brooms for picking up that material, asphalt distributors and patchers, chip spreaders and road wideners, Leeboy Manufacturing, which is also Roscoe products. We represent them on this contract as well, and that is another product that we do. When it comes to aerial lifts and telehandlers, JLG and Genie are two of the prominent names, and we represent both of those product lines. This is great for facilities maintenance, is where it's mostly utilized, especially for your football stadiums. If you look to the right, that picture is a Genie boom lift, and they can go up to 135, 145, I believe 180 feet at max to facilitate taking care of those facilities. But when smaller operations, scissor lifts, and lifts that can get in and inside the facilities, we have those as well. Good thing is, over the years, these continue to evolve to meet the electrical or hybrid gas needs of the city. Again, my name is Skipper Robinson. I am the Director of Governmental Sales for the company, and I'm happy to entertain any questions at the end of this. I again apologize for the technical difficulties I had up front, but thank you for your time and your patience, and that's all I have.
All right, Skipper, excellent job. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, we're going to move right along to our next vendor, and that is Ecoverse. And we have Mr. Warren Hart and Sarah King here to present for that. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. My name is Warren Hart. I'm the sales manager for Ecoverse. We are a North American partner for a number of European environmental recycling manufacturers. And Sarah and I, we cheated a little bit here. We actually put together a 5-minute video that kind of explains who we are. So I'll roll with that, and hopefully at the end of it, then we can ask some questions. So going to jump onto the share screen section. So this is about 5 minutes long. So it explains who we are, our customer base, and some of the equipment that we offer through the North American market. Okay. Incorporated in 2001 in Ohio, Ecoverse was founded with the intention of being a premier supplier of environmental recycling equipment. Headquartered in Ohio with parts and service hubs in Nevada and Ontario, Canada, Ecoverse currently supports over 1,500 units in operation across North America. That support comes from a full team of factory trained technicians, localized parts and service distribution, and support specific to the location of your equipment. We have a full team of service techs ready and willing to be at your site at a moment's notice. Our full range of equipment is anchored by our trommel range, with units ranging from 15-foot up to 26-foot in length. We cover all potential screening applications such as topsoil, compost, mulch, and sand, to name but a few. With both wheeled and tracked undercarriages, we have options to suit each customer's site-specific application. The Dobstad Shredder has been the #1 selling brand of shredder in the USA for the past 20 years. The proven Inventho range assists landfills and construction sites with volume reduction and error management solutions. Depending on state and regulatory body, many of our shredded materials are either recycled or utilized as an alternate daily cover. The AK high-speed grinder range gives customers the finished product they need for the end market. With an easily maintained mill and quick change basket, the AK is capable of final sizing mulch or compost or fuel products. Our key selling feature is that we create the same product for about 60% of the fuel cost. One of our most recent additions is the Tiger food waste depackaging line. As legislation drives food waste from the landfill and into a reusable format, the Tiger does a spectacular job of separating the organic fraction from the packaging it originally came in. Customers are left with a clean food fraction that can be composted, digested, or fed to animals, and a plastic or residue that can be recycled or landfilled as needed. The Tiger can be used for both wet and dry food products. When customers have high volume screening needs or moisture challenge applications, the Bagger Star Screen is a great solution. Designed in 2 or 3 fraction options, the fast-paced Star Deck allows increase in production from a trommel while also allowing material with higher moisture content to be processed at the time of year when the weather is a challenge. One of our most successful products is the Bacchus Compost Turner. The Bacchus allows customers to create a saleable compost effectively and quickly from the organic waste they are bringing in by turning waste into a reusable compost. The unique high torque drum effectively flips and aerates the product to help speed up the composting time in order to allow the customer to bring in more material and save space. We offer the Bacchus Compost Turner in 9 different sizes, from entry level through full size producer. As recycled materials increase, the challenge of contamination becomes a daily challenge. EcoSift have 2 equipment options to help eliminate those contaminants from your mulch or compost. The Simple Aris uses a suction fan with a variable control that can be mounted on any existing conveyor to help pull out the plastic from your material. The second option, the Ventus 4, is an all-in-one machine that uses air knives, suction, and magnets to separate rock, wood, stone, and plastic. Our latest addition to the trommel line is a 3-product trommel. The first of its kind, it allows customers to deal with heavy, dirty products such as rock and stumps that would normally be a challenge for a small drum. The secret is the inner drum built from stock steel that takes the impact while giving a super clean product through the smaller wire opening on the outside of the machine. Seen here working with an EcoStack 80-foot transfer conveyor. While much of what you have seen has been portable, we also have the ability to engineer and install stationary applications. That depending on your demand or regulation for clean energy or access to cheap electricity. Our engineering team can lay out a template that suits your site, style, and price. Give us a call on any of the above and we can help you find the recycling option that suits you best. That was a snapshot of who Ecoverse are. I apologize, we didn't have our details at the end, but anybody who needs them, obviously the guys at HGAC have our details and we can share them with you readily after this. So I'll hand it back over to you, Nicolette. Is it question time or?
Yes, it is. Thank you, Warren. Don't steal my job, Warren. Good job.
Thank you.
Everybody give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for your presentation. Those are our vendors for today. As Warren so eloquently said, we are going to go on to our question and answer session. So if you have any specific questions for either of our vendors, you want to know something, now is the time to ask. They are here at your disposal. So please don't feel shy. You can drop them in the chat box. You can unmute yourself. You can raise your hand. We can treat it like school, however works for you. But let us know.
Skipper, I noticed in your catalog you have road wideners. How exactly does that work? Because we have a lot of that going on in Houston where they will expand the lanes of all roads. Is it basically like filling in the ditches on the side, or how does it work?
So we actually have a product specialist that I would engage on that particular product, and I apologize, but I don't want to step outside of my bounds there. Great question. I would have to get more detailed answers for you at a later time.
I understand.
I could speak very intelligently on the case construction and the grade all applications is where I've cut my teeth in the industry, but I've done a little bit of lead boy personally, but now I engage a team that's more focused on some of these products. So that's one of the people that I would have to engage.
Well, I also wanted to ask, you say you guys do sales and rentals. What do you typically see rentals for? Is like the smaller skid-based units, so you might see like a short-term lease for?
So that's a great question. The concept of the business, and I'll go back to the video, the quick video. I meant to say this in the presentation. Our company was built on the foundation of being a service organization. So that's where we really want to put that forward in our representation of ourselves by showing that we support our products through the service and parts side, no matter if it's rental or if it's sales. But to answer your question directly, we rent everything, and it's not just particular to a subset of the equipment. What I like to do with governments, and I work very closely with them, is that the understanding from a purchasing, for those that are here from purchasing side of the house, there's a lot more tools and vehicles available to you than just purchasing. And in a lot of cases, our municipalities are they'll rent equipment from their operations and maintenance fund, and they're setting aside money or trying to budget for their capital improvement funds to be able to acquire those pieces of equipment. There are ways to be able to tie those two together through rental of a piece of equipment to get that critical need met immediately. And then instead of turning that equipment back in, if it's been suiting the need, in some cases, there's no need to go out and buy a new piece of equipment. We can actually convert that into a sale of the existing equipment. It streamlines the downtime between the two procurement vehicles. It's seamless for your operations, and it overall will save money for your city or municipality. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I believe you did that and more than that, actually. Thanks, Skipper. Warren and Sarah. So that food recycler, that was interesting. I don't know if somebody else caught that, but I was wondering, how does that work with separating the plastics from the actual edible leftover material?
Well, it's called a food waste depackager, and up until probably 5, 7 years ago, the majority of the food waste in North America went straight to landfill. In a landfill, it has a tendency to cause some issues. It breaks down, creates a methane gas that has to be captured and managed through the life of the landfill. So a lot of states and municipalities are now starting to see this as the next low-hanging fruit in the recycling world, and they're starting with the bigger companies. They're starting with schools, hospitals, institutions, and asking them to segregate that food waste so we can take it to a stream, as I said, to outside of reuse into compost, animal feed, or digestion, all of which are renewable sources of energy or reusable products. The depackager, ideally, if you have a clean food source, you wouldn't need a depackager. The challenge is that in our world of recycling, when people see a garbage can, they tend to chuck stuff in it. So while it should be 100% food, there's a tendency packaging, people throw in, the end of a hot dog at a baseball game, the plate goes in there too. So ultimately, that's a contaminated product that we can't use. So the depackager uses centrifugal force and speed to actually liberate the food from the packaging. The organics tends to be wetter, denser, heavier. It goes to one section of the machine and travels out to be captured either by pumping or by auger. And then the packaging floats out up again through centrifugal force. And then that can be either taken away to landfill, or it can be used as a fuel in a burn plant to create energy, electricity, again, renewing that waste product into a fresh energy source.
And is that feed that's created from the is it FDA approved feed basically?
Well, I don't know the answer to that question, but we have a lot of customers who, if it's going back to animal feed, obviously the simplest thing with food is to utilize it both pre-consumer and post-consumer by emptying your fridge once a week. But we all know that we don't do that. A lot of our customers then in turn give some stuff to food banks. But there's just a lot left over and it has to be managed. So yeah, it's an electric machine, it's a stationary machine, and it uses minimal power. It uses about 70 kilowatts, depending on the size of product you're looking for, to segregate both those things into something we can again put to better use.
That's all the questions I had, guys. If anybody else had any questions, please do not hesitate to ask or drop in the chat box and we'll ask for you.
Yes. And if no one has any other questions right now, obviously you have that information, the contact information there. So please feel free to reach out to the vendors for any other questions that you may have. I don't see any, and I don't see any hands raised. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you everyone for coming. Please make sure to check out our other events, our other open houses. We have one tomorrow that is rental equipment and
portable construction.
That's portable. Thanks, Marlena. Portable construction is tomorrow, and we have 2 next week. So please make sure to check those out, as well as some next month. We are also going to conferences again this year. We're going to be at NIGP. We're going to be at APWA. We're going to be at FRI. So if you're going to be at any of those, please make sure to follow us on social media, and we will be posting all of the details for all of that there. So check it out, come by and say hi to us, and have a good time. But otherwise, if no one has any more questions and no one has any more announcements from my team, then I'm going to go ahead and wish everybody a great day. Thank you again so much for coming.